All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with Brandon Neal, amateur fighter, victorious tonight on Purgatory Fight Series 8 in Toledo. You had a tough first round. I actually scored the first round against you, but then second round you hit that big overhand right, which sort of turned the tide, and then hit another big one in the third round and ended up, picking up the decision. Just talk a little bit about how the fight went.
Yeah, I actually scored the first round against myself. Basically, I didn't stick with the game plan as far as going out there. The game plan was to go out there and let my hands go. That's what we practiced. We knew that he would want to take me down because every time I got in close, he went for the clinch or whatnot. And I feel like my hands was a little bit better than his. I just didn't let him go as much or whatnot, and I wanted to get in closer. But yeah, the first round, I came out, and I can't lie, he came in and he caught me with a couple and kind of stunned me a little bit, not to hurt me, but it was like, oh, real, I'm in a fight now. And backed up against the cage, and he went for the guillotine or whatnot, which he kind of had it in a little good, but nothing to worry about. So I got out of that, and anybody who was watching the fight could tell, like, once that first round was over, my coach came in with Kelly Highmore, a bad dog, and he started barking at me. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You go out there and you let your hands fly. That's not the game plan, what you're doing, He said, you're going to knock him out. You're going to knock him out. And I was like, yes. Look at me in the eyes. Tell me I'm knock. I was like, okay, I'm going to knock him out. Big overhand right. We've been practicing that in camp for a long time. Actually, I used it in my first fight, overhand right and takedown, but the plan for this one was to keep it standing. But yeah, I went out there, let my hands go, overhand right, pow, caught him, and I was like, whoa, I knew that I hit him, but I didn't know that I hit him that hard when he fell. And honestly, in retrospective, I look back and yeah, I think I could have finished the fight at that moment if I would have been more composed and got a better position, because I had got mount, but I wasn't. I didn't have it in good enough because he was screaming around. I was getting some good licks on the ground, but a tough kid, man. He survived that second round and came out, and he was pretty much gassed. I was tired too, but I had that that electricity from that big overhand right that I had. So I'm out there, and I train with the pros, so I'm used to going 5-minute rounds or whatever. So I think I was a little bit in better condition than he was, and went out there and I started letting the knees go, which I kind of hit him in the groin twice by mistake. He was squirming, and I caught him with the knee. But yeah, I feel like it was a pretty successful fight, and I'm looking to get better all the time.
Right, and I know you mentioned training with the pros at Bad Dog. You train with guys like your teammates Andrew Huffman and Jake Draves, both picked up wins tonight. Can you just talk about training with guys like that are on the next level and eventually where I know you probably want to be?
Okay. Well, I started in February, and just back in February it was just Ray Hernandez and Jake Draves. That's all. That was the only two professionals. And over the time, we picked up Andrew Huffman and Matt Montalvo. And I'm the only amateur on the team. So as you can, you could imagine, every practice, I'm pretty much like getting beat. I'm just getting beat, getting my ass handed to me. But I like it. I like it like that. Sometimes it's hard because you come in, it's like, oh, my God, I can't see really how much I'm improving, because these are guys with years of experiences and fighting, and had over like 20 fights and all that, and these are pretty good professionals also. So but I just gotta know that I'm making progress, and when I step in the cage out there, for the most part, ain't too many amateurs gonna hit me like Andrew Huffman or Jake Draves would hit me, or Ray Hernandez. I done been through the fire, so coming out here is kind of a vacation,
Right, and moving up to 2-0 in your career, definitely, probably a lot more wins to come. Anything else you want to mention?
Well, I'm just gonna keep training with the best. Bad Dog MMA, Toledo, Ohio. Kelly Highmore, Jake Draves, Andrew Huffman, Matt Montalvo, Ray Hernandez, all the people who helped me to this point and still are helping me. I thank you. And anybody else out there that has supported me, the people who came out tonight, I like to thank them. And you can just expect better. Every time you see me, expect better, because one day I'm going to be champ. Brandon Xavier Neal, going to be champ. You remember that name.
All right, and that's David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com with Brandon Neal. All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with Mike Velasquez, the winner in the final amateur bout here at Purgatory 8, victorious over Ryan Hogan's, and defended your featherweight title, your Purgatory featherweight title. I know that Ryan was coming in and pretty much said the winner of this fight was going to go pro, and you came in, and it looked like early in the fight he hit you with a couple of leg kicks and was definitely going for a guillotine. Just talk a little bit about how the fight went.
Well, I knew he was his ground game was really good, so I just wanted to try to just keep moving, and he came at me real hard, just like he said, and I walked right into a guillotine, just kept him on the cage, just trying to hold him off, and that plan worked. He couldn't sink it in.
Right, it looked like at the end of the first round you were definitely open up with your strikes, and I actually thought that you stole the first round with the last 30 to 45 seconds. Was that sort of your game plan, was to stay in striking? I know your last fight you lost via guillotine, so I know that you definitely didn't want to get caught in another guillotine, but was that the game plan, was to try to strike?
Oh, definitely. We knew his ground game was solid, and we just wanted to use my range against him and just try to keep moving and stick and move, and that was the game plan.
Right, and now you're 6-2, and coming off of a win, you've won and defended the Purgatory 145-pound title. Is going pro something that maybe you're looking at? I know you're 31 years old, and I know you definitely don't want to probably stick around the amateur ranks forever. Maybe test the waters as a pro coming up soon.
Oh, definitely. Our trainer said we're probably going to go pro, so I guess that's the game plan for now. But if not, then we'll do another amateur, and we'll keep going from there. I feel good, so.
All right, man, anything else you want to mention? Anybody you want to thank, anything like that?
Oh, I just want to thank USA Martial Arts for just working us hard, and that's about it. That's it.
All right, that was David McKinney here with Purgatory Fight Series featherweight champion Mike Velasquez. All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with professional fighter Jake Draves. Moves up to 4-2 with another triangle win over Thomas Jackson on the first fight of the main card here at Purgatory Fight Series 8. Thomas definitely comes in a veteran fighter, and I know you were actually coming off of a loss and wanted to get back in there, and just talk a little bit about how the fight went.
I thought the fight went really good. I felt really good going in. I felt relaxed. I was just kind of taking my time. Wanted to see what he had to offer. From there, I just kind of waited my time, saw some openings, took them. He took a shot, I believe it was. Yeah. So I'm doing my best to remember here. Sometimes the fights get a little crazy. Transitioned to the ground game, and I just worked my ground game from there.
Right, and I know that's probably that Chris Blanky jiu-jitsu that you're working on right there.
Just a little bit, yeah. We're I've got to give him credit. My jiu-jitsu I definitely owe my jiu-jitsu to Chris Blanky.
Right, and we talked to Andrew Huffman earlier, and he was actually moving down from 145. He's fought at 145, and he was moving down to 135. I know in your last fight, you tried to drop down to 155, and I know that maybe there were some questions of what your cardio was like with I don't know how tough the cut was, but you're a pretty big guy for 155. So was that part of the plan of why you went back up to 170 here, or do you feel like maybe you're a little bit too big for 155, or where do you plan on being in your career coming up soon?
Well, it's a good question. I feel that at 155 pounds, I feel like I'm a monster 55er. So that's never out of my mind. We definitely need to tweak some weight cuts, though, to make sure that we get there, that we can get there and do it safely and have 3 rounds of cardio. I don't like to take anything away from any of my opponents. So, we say I signed a contract to fight 3 rounds at 155. I was the one that came up short on that, so I didn't end up my end of the bargain in those fights. So I can't take anything away from my opponents.
Right, and you're one of the guys I think probably one of the better prospects out of this area. And is this something fighting for Purgatory? It seems like they're doing really good things. Is that what you want to keep planning on doing until maybe you make it to the next level?
Yeah, I have a very good relationship with Purgatory and Fred Vallejo. I've been happy so far. I don't have any complaints, so I don't see any reason why to change a formula if it's working.
All right. Anything else you want to mention, man?
I would like to thank a sponsor, Summit Rehabilitation. I blew my hamstring out about 3 weeks ago. I'd say about bending from here to there was about as far as I could go. So they worked with me really hard, so I was really happy with them. They really worked me to get me into fight into where I could fight. I got to thank my team, even the new teammates. So we've got Coach Kelly Highmore, You know, the Chris Blanky with the ground game. The teammates Brandon Neal, Ray Hernandez, Matt Montavo, Andrew Huffman. I'm very happy to have the new guys in the gym and just have more bodies to work with and push each other.
Right, and David McKinney here from Gateway MMA with Jake Draves, moving up to 4-2 at Purgatory Fight Series 8. All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with professional fighter Andrew Huffman. Moves up to 6-5 with a second-round TKO victory over Sean Barnett here at Purgatory Fight Series 8. And you know, definitely a back-and-forth fight. You know, I think you hit your stride sort of at the end of the first round. He was hitting you with some shots there early in the first round, but you hit your stride and eventually turned it on in the second round. Could you just talk a little bit about how the fight went?
I like to feel them out for the first minute or two, just to kind of get my range, find my distance, see what punches I want to throw and when to throw them, you know. And then I always try to pick it up at the end of the rounds, about
right,
3 or so.
Right, and he definitely had a little bit of a height advantage on you and a little bit of reach too. Was that a problem for you going in the first round?
It was a little bit. It's just kind of difficult for me to get in there inside on a taller guy at first, but once I get my range, I'm usually pretty decent in there.
Right, and I know you're a fighter who you've bounced up, back and forth from 135, 145 a little bit. It seems like from everything that I've heard, you want to stay at 135 for the time being. I know you snapped a 2-fight losing streak coming out here and definitely look good at 135. Is that what the game plan is? To stay at 135 in the near future?
Yeah, I think so. December 8th, I'm going to be fighting here in Toledo at the Huntington Center, and that'll probably be at 35. So I'll probably stay there, I would imagine. I'm going to have a boxing match the 27th here in Toledo, too.
Right, and I know you're still definitely a really young guy. I think you're only like 22 years old and already have 11 pro fights. I don't know, so you definitely have a jump on the game. Is that something that as a young pro, you definitely want to stay active and keep racking up those wins? I know you have 5 losses already, but you definitely just want to start racking up the wins to maybe make it to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the plan.
All right, man. Anybody else you want to thank before we get out of here?
I would like to thank Kelly Highmore and all of Bad Dog, Jacob Draves, Matt Montalvo, Brandon Neal, Ray Hernandez. They're all real good guys. Kelly's pretty much changed me as a person completely and has also changed me as a fighter a lot too. It's just doing a lot of good things for me.
All right, that's David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with Andrew Absolute Huffman. All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with professional fighter Josh Gillians, victorious tonight in the co-main event at Purgatory Fight Series 8. And Josh, what a war, man. That was probably one of the better fights that I've seen in a really long time. I mean, you guys just went back and forth. I mean, I lost count of how many times you guys had each other's back and how many times, the rear naked choke was almost in there. Just talk about how you survived that. And I know at the end of it, you were definitely spent. So just talk a little bit about how the fight went.
I usually fight at 25, man. I went up to 35. He came down 2 weight classes. I think that was tail of tape, man. Like, I just been trying to gain some weight, you know what I'm saying? So my cardio, as I've been gaining, my cardio's been, I think, decreasing just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's where that aspect was, or why I've been tired and stuff like that. But I take nothing from him. He was a good fighter, you know what I'm saying? He was just, I think, a one-sided fighter, you know what I'm saying? He was just trying to use 2 different moves, you know what I'm saying, and trying to catch me in it continuously, like. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I like the fight style. I mean, stand up. I'm both sided type guy. So wherever he wanted to go, you know what I'm saying? I took it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I picked something that he didn't want. You know what I'm saying? I see he didn't want to stand up, so I try to stand up with him the most I can. Once I seen he was tired, I just stayed on him, smothered him, But it was a hell of a fight, man. It was a good fight.
Right, and the first round was maybe a little bit too close to call. I know the judges, and I actually gave it to Matt, but then you definitely clearly won the second and third round, and it seemed like you turned it on with the elbows and the just definitely did a good job of staying on him and just talk. What was that the game plan of just sort of smothering him and maybe testing that cardio since he's dropping 2 weight classes?
Most definitely. That was the game plan from the beginning, man. It was like just weathering through the first round. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep my distance a lot through the first round. He took a good single leg in from the beginning and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that was pretty much the round, you know what I'm saying? I was on the ground a lot, you know what I'm saying? I had to recover and stay calm in my position down there. But that was the game plan, you know what I'm saying? If I could weather it in the first round, the second, third, I was supposed to finish it, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, we knew that. It's coming down 2 weight classes, losing 15+ pounds, you know what I'm saying, to fight someone, it put a toe on you, you know what I'm saying, going to that second round. And I knew it did. And once I felt it, you know what I'm saying, I felt he was hurt. I stayed on him. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. So.
Right, and the last time I saw you fight was here in March, and you were 1-1 as a pro, and now you have 10 fights. What's keeping you so busy, man?
Man, I love the sport, man. I love the sport. It's what I do, man. I went 23-3 as an Emmy, and I mean, I don't plan on stopping, until I'm only 21. So I mean, I still got a long way to go. So I mean, until someone could take me out, or I mean, I think I'm my only person that could take me out. So y'all gonna see me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I love it. So I'm gonna be putting on hell of shows every time y'all see me, buddy.
Right, and now 7-3. I mean, I think you have 3 or 4 straight wins now. You definitely might be a guy that might be looking at the next level here coming up pretty soon. I mean, you've definitely shown that you can compete in both aspects. Really good stand up, really good grappling. Is that something that maybe you're looking at trying to get into the next level? Maybe a Bellator, UFC here coming up pretty soon.
Time will tell. I always want to stay training and stuff like that. I've been going from this weight class back down to this weight class. I just want to stay at a certain weight class and then dominate that weight class. It's just I don't know. It's hard for me going to fighting 35 and trying to stay up at that weight class, and then going down the next 2 weeks, going down to 25, and I got to cut this much weight and stuff like that. I just want to, for real, for now, stay at a certain weight class and get healthy at that weight class and stay there. But definitely, what I'm saying, I would definitely like to go, what I'm saying, somewhere, UFC, Bellator, but time will tell, hopefully they'll see me sometime and put on a good show there too, brother. So.
All right, man, and definitely, clearly, easily the fight of the night tonight, so, I mean, definitely, maybe get a little bit of a bonus there tonight, but, anything else you want to mention before we get out of here?
Nope, but I got that bonus, fight of the night, though, I got that. I got that.
All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com with Josh Killians. All right, David McKinney from GatewayMMA.com here with Purgatory Fight Series 8 main event winner, Justin Woods. And Justin, your manager told me that you were definitely a heavyweight to look out for in the professional ranks, and you definitely didn't disappoint here. A 10-second vicious knockout, one of the best knockouts I've ever seen over Rick Day. Can you talk to us a little bit about the fight?
Yeah, I sit there and I knew my striking was really good. I just had to watch out for his kicks, and I had to get in close and, just cut off that distance between us and start hitting him.
And a 9-inch height disadvantage that you were at, and definitely knew that you had to get inside, but you threw some heavy shots when you got inside. You didn't give him the opportunity to get distance and get his kicks. Was that obviously the game plan going in?
It was definitely the game plan, because I did not want to be at the end of his punches and kicks and everything, because I heard that his kicks are vicious, and I did not want to get kicked in the head by him.
Right, and as a heavyweight, you're always going to be fighting guys that are probably going to be a lot taller than you. You're only 5'8", 5'9", so definitely a good game plan going in. Do you have any idea what's coming up next for you? Now you're 2-0 as a professional with 2 big wins and 7-0 overall. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing next?
Hopefully, I can get a fight as soon as possible, get another fight before the year ends, and hopefully keep on rising in the rankings.
All right, and that Justin Woods, anything else you want to mention? Anybody you want to thank before we get out of here?
I want to thank everybody who's helped me train. I want to thank my coach, Jason Hendon, for helping me train. I want to thank my family and friends and everybody who comes out and always supports me and watches me and follows me wherever I need to go. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's David McKinney with Justin Woods, and if you get a chance, check out that knockout.